Hi, and good evening. My name is David, and today I am running a session of Voidheart Symphony, our penultimate session of this run. Voidheart Symphony is a Powered by the Apocalypse game about people living in a dark, oppressive city, rising up to fight against the people who draw upon the influence of a dark entity known as the castle to gain strength from it and further their exploitation of the people who dwell within the city. This is a game by Mina McJander of UFO Press. It had a successful Kickstarter earlier this year, some point anyway, and is currently available in beta version on itch.io as well. If you didn't get in on the Kickstarter, so you can go and check it out there. I'll put a link to that down below. This game is being run as part of the Gauntlet, which is an online role-playing club. We get together to play games like this one. We have sort of a monthly calendar of events for people to sign up to. If you are interested in playing games with us, you can check that out, find out what we do, what we're up to, sign up for games, all that sort of stuff. We, as well as our gaming calendar, we also have a number of podcasts which are well worth a listen. And we have a monthly gaming zine called Codex, so you can check out information on all that stuff at our website. I've put the link to that as well down in the text below. That is our game. That is who we are in the broader sense. So I'm going to ask my players now to just quickly introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about the character they'll be playing and what sort of they got up to last time. And then we'll get started. We may be getting our fourth player Brandon in. They seem to be running a bit late at the minute, but we'll see if they're able to make it or not. With that said and done, I'll go in I'll go think out to keep order as ever. So Trev, if you'd like to kick us off.
Hi, I'm Treb. I use he, them pronouns, and I'm playing Katie Schultz, who is a former teen star of a popular urban fantasy TV show, who is trying to make a comeback and is researching for a part in a hospital drama, and has got caught up in some real life urban fantasy, apparently.
Brilliant, thank you. And next, Harley, if you'd like to, or Anders, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Harley, also he, him, who is a janitor at the hospital where our characters are based. He doesn't spend much time doing his actual job, but he likes taking care of people and making sure everyone is having good time. And now currently that entails diving into strange other worlds and apparently talking to dead people. So that's interesting.
Excellent, thank you very much. And Sabine, if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about who you're playing.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm going to play Lucid, who uses they, them pronouns. Lucid is not really a human being. Lucid is a dream of freedom, and exploration, curiosity. And however they came into being, they are here now. They came to the human world and pretended to be a college student, mostly successfully, I guess, because they got invited to a lot of parties. So there's that. And now Lucid has led everyone to the land of the dead in the castle, because why not? There might be a clue here. And well, we found one. We found the grandmother of our enemy, our arch enemy, or at least an enemy, I guess. So yeah. So there's that.
Brilliant. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, indeed. Last time we saw everyone, you were indeed in the thick of things, in particular in the land of the dead, off of in the castle itself. And that's sort of where we left off. So I'll come back in on you all in a second. The one thing that I did meant to introduce just moments ago was I will go quickly again over our safety tools for this evening. We will be we're playing using the open door policy. As ever, this is just to say that if for whatever reason you need to leave the session, whether that's just to take a break for a couple of minutes, or if you actually need to sort of like leave for the rest of the evening, for whatever reason, then feel free to do so. If you can let me know if you're going to be 5 minutes or if you're going to leave entirely, that is useful, just so that I can communicate that to everyone else. But don't feel that you have to. If you need to leave, you need to leave, and that is perfectly fine. We will also be using the script change tool. These are a number of tools sort of based around a video remote control. So the primary ones, I've gone through these in detail before, so I won't spend too much time on it now, but the primary ones to sort of bear in mind are pause, which can be used to just briefly stop the flow of play for a moment, and that can be for whatever reason. That can be, again, because you need to take a quick break, or the doorbell's ringing or something. It could be because like the scene's getting quite intense and you just need a moment or two to catch your breath, or it could be because you want to have just an out of character discussion about what's going on in the scene, what we might do, where it might go, anything you're unhappy with or really enjoying and want to see more of, anything like that. You can just call a quick pause and we'll stop and have whatever conversation is needed. The other couple that I think are quite useful are fast forward, which can be used to kind of skip over something if there is something that we don't want to go into detail, and we can just say, can we just fast forward past that point? It also includes like if sort of a scene is just kind of dragging on a bit, isn't really concluding, we just want to sort of bring it to the point where some action happens or where something happens, then that's fine. We can also use a fast forward for that. There's also rewind, which can be used to just sort of quickly skip back and change something that's happened and do it in a slightly different way. Or if you just want to, like, say, correct something your character just said, to rephrase it, also cool. We'll be using the X card too, just as a sort of backup on all of that. The X card can basically be used if some content comes up you're not happy with and you want to get rid of that and not dwell on it in the scene, or not feature it in the game at all. You can just call out you'd like to X card it. We'll stop briefly. We will work out a way around that. I might need to ask you to clarify exactly what it is you're X-carding if that isn't like entirely clear in the context, but I won't ask you to justify it or explain why or anything like that. If you want to, feel free to do so, but you will not be under any sort of obligation to explain why that's been brought in. And if it is, we'll just sort of remove that from the game. If something you've introduced interesting does get X-carded, don't feel that you have to sort of, it's not your fault, as it were. Don't feel that you have to be overly apologetic or take it personally. It happens sometimes. If you we also have as well, so which ties into that, we have our lines and veils set out in our character keeper, which are obviously things we don't want to feature, or we just don't want to go into detail on. So I'll ask you to just take a quick look over those as we get going. And as ever, if you want to add anything to that list, or change something so it is now veiled or lined or anything else, feel free to do so. The only thing I ask is if you do update that, if you can just give me a quick message, just so that I know to let people know to check in again if something's changed on there. But otherwise, I think we are good to go. So yeah, as I said, I think last we saw, you had spoken to Francine Lefebvre, the grandmother of Anton Lefebvre, the doctor who you are investigating, who appears to have been experimenting on people in the hospital without proper consent, particularly older people in the hospital. it appears that what he is investigating in is sort of some general kind of life extending drugs. His research being paid for by a medical startup called Grail Technologies, based in the city. The other things that you discovered was you discovered that there were some references in some previous research you'd had to a phase 2 of the project, and as well as a lot of the people who had been taking this drug as part of the kind of studying. It seemed like a lot of blood was being drawn from them, more so than you might expect for just sort of random sampling. You also spoke with the spirit of an older gentleman whose wife had come through to the land of the dead, but then sort of disappeared and faded not long after she did arrive. So these are a few things that we discovered last time, just to get everyone back up to speed again. With that, I will throw things over to you all briefly and see where you want to go next.
Well, is it up to us now? Should we? Well, we can't stay here forever. These ghosties outside were pretty mean.
Yeah, and they were calling for some sort of force to attack us, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. There was this. What was the horseman?
The huntsman, yes,
Huntsman. Oh, there was this
for...
huntsman. Yeah, there is a story about some sort of huntsman that's maybe a wolf who knocks on doors and then blows down houses. I probably wouldn't do this with this one. Seems pretty sturdy. Yeah. But still, we can't stay here forever.
And yeah, the thing you will be aware of, Lucid, is the huntsman he is in particular, or they are in particular, bound to the land of the dead. If you return to the castle proper, it's highly unlikely that it will be able to follow you there. But yeah, it's likely to track you down if you remain in the lands of the dead.
Maybe we should go back to the castle proper. I mean, maybe we can poke around there for a bit. What do you think about these people who are dead and now are not? But maybe she's the wife. She's still in the castle somewhere.
I'm all for leaving this place and going back to the castle. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit glum here. I get it, but
Yeah, and the huntsman.
Sometimes, yeah,
is dangerous.
Maybe if we weren't on opposing sides, maybe he would be nice. Who knows? Maybe he has good relations with dogs, I assume, somehow. Maybe he likes them. But yeah, I get distracted. If you mention dogs to me, I get distracted because then I think puppies, and then yeah, I think.
Also, we stole these keys. And,
yeah,
maybe
right.
that might make them a bit hostile towards us. So yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't figured out where all of these keys go. Isn't that interesting? Keys.
It is, but maybe some other time.
Okay, I guess some other time.
Yeah, we should especially get is it Jocasta?
Jocasta, yeah.
Yeah, we should especially get Jocasta out here.
Yeah, that's right. We should. Okay. So how do we go about getting out of here mechanically? I assume there is some sort of mechanical thing.
So this will be heading back into the labyrinth again. So traveling the labyrinth to find your next place. If there's if you know a specific place where you're going to, then you can aim for that. Or if you just want to sort of like head back to the castle and look for something interesting, that is another. The other option, basically, you're not at the moment, unless you're trying to get out, or actually head for the heart of the shard. Then probably at the moment you're just going to be exploring. Would be my suggestion. So who is going to? So who is going to? Lead this effort to travel the labyrinth?
I can do that. I've been traveling the labyrinth mostly unharmed for a time. And I mean, I guess I'm the local person. There is a word for that. I don't know it. Words are weird sometimes.
A guide, maybe.
Guide. No, local. I don't know. Person next door, girl next door, boy next door. I'll just let's just go and see where we get at. So.
Yeah. So to travel the labyrinth, you roll. We have there's 3 questions to ask here. I'll just quickly skip through them briefly because we did them last time, and things not say things haven't changed, but if you get a +1 if you've defeated an enforcer, or a -1 if you haven't. You haven't defeated an enforcer yet, so that's a -1. You get a +1 if you've spent time studying the vassal, or a -1 if you don't, and you have spent some time studying the vassal, so you get a +1 for that. So those 2 even out to a 0. So at this point, you either get a +1 if you mark void, or a -1 if you don't mark void.
I will totally go and mark void.
Sure thing. So you'll be rolling at +1 in total for this.
Okay, I will, but I'm not Devil's Dice Roller. I think. Oh, well, it's a 7, it's an 8. So.
Okay, an 8. So, when you're exploring, on a hit, you will reach a place that displays a deep-seated truth about the vassal. But I will pick 2 options from the list here. So the options available to me are: its inhabitants are hostile, it's filled with traps and hazards, dangerous forces are on their way, you're trapped in here until you find the way out, or it also reveals something painful about you. So I think I'm going to say the two options that I'm going to pick are that you will be trapped in this place until you find the way out, and dangerous forces are on their way. So you will you open a small door. It almost looks like a cupboard door in the room that you were in, but it opens back into there is that weird sort of sucking, vacuumy feel that there was when you came into the castle the first time, though it's not as intense, not as unpleasant this time, and much briefer it feels. And you find yourselves back in the corridors that we mentioned before. So again, that very almost like I said, a sort of cross between space station and a sort of minimalist modern office type thing. Lots of polished metal, slightly indistinct, not indistinct, but slightly, you know, nice but very abstract designed stuff. Quite lots of hard edges, but also lots of curves. And you emerge into this corridor, and it opens up onto a big hall, and there are still elements of that sort of modern design, but this hall has much more of a sort of classical look to it. Lots of tall marble columns, marble floors. There is sort of, you can hear the sound of like fountains, but you can't actually see any. And throughout this room, there are big, again, sort of statues and cabinets down the side with sort of you can see stuff in them, various objects. We obviously need to investigate closer to see exactly what they are. There's sort of some like almost like medieval style pennants hanging down from the ceiling in here as well. And you also, as you sort of do that thing where you as you've like come into the corridor and looked into this place, when you turn back around and look behind you, the corridor behind you is gone. There's just sort of wall there behind you now.
We made it back. No giant here to eat us, so yet.
So where do we go now? We go that way or that way, or
Look at the cupboards. I mean, they are here. We can stare at them, or we can open them and stare at the contents, which makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah, sure thing. So yeah, as you head over to these sort of cabinets, and they are those sort of glass-fronted cabinets, obviously designed to show off what's inside them, and you'll see. Yeah, you will see they have sort of various medals and awards and trophies. Some of these definitely look like you know, there's kind of, you know, there's sort of like first in the 100-meter dash little gold medal hanging up, but there are also like medals and awards for things that like you know that realistically you wouldn't get awards for. Still like accomplishments, but you know, nothing like that you're likely to actually get formal awards for. There's lots of kind of you know, sort of pictures like you might see hung up on a refrigerator or something, you know, that's sort of done by very obviously done by a child, that are kind of in very ornate you know, heavy wooden frames up on the walls as well. These things are all obviously on investigation. They're all things. They're all sort of showing off Anton Lefebvre's achievements.
Mm-hmm. Huh. That's probably a move for looking around, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think C clear probably makes sense here. Well, it doesn't seem immediately dangerous here, but you know, that you are definitely not in a safe place here.
I'm gonna look for our escape route while that's happening.
Yeah. So yeah, in which case, Katie, if you would like to make a C clear roll, as that is definitely one of the answers on that question. So if you'd like to roll with coins. Sorry, I think you're muted there, Trev.
I got a 5.
5, no worries. So I think as you are looking around, you're kind of making your way through this room, and in this room you will spot, unfortunately slightly too late, these statues, quite a few of them are figures that you might recognize, but there's definitely they appear to be of some famous people, as in some of them you might recognize. One of the ones though that you see is not is a more abstract figure. They have that like sort of androgynous, angelic look to them. They are in long flowing robes. They have sort of a what do you call it, like a laurel wreath around their long flowing hair, and they are carrying a caduceus, actually not entirely dissimilar to the one that Harley has. They are an imposing figure, and they, as you look up at the statue turns to look down at you. They as you look back at them, the light seems to sort of catch them and highlights their features, and they, as I say, they look down towards you, and their face is like preternaturally beautiful, and catches the light in it, catches it to perfection. And as you look upon them, you can feel it almost like blinds you with that look and the glare of light off of it. And I would like you to mark a condition, please, whichever you think appropriate. And to let you all know, this is one of the enforcers of the vassal that has awoken to see you off. Essentially a facet of their personality given physical form, and acting as a sort of guardian to this place.
Should we all mark a condition?
No, so that's just Katie for the moment.
Okay.
But yeah,
appears to have one marked, but I don't remember marking it before.
no worries. That might have just been I don't know if maybe someone else marked that in error. That's fine. But yeah, feel free to untick that and just mark whichever you feel appropriate.
I think I'm gonna go with scared.
Yeah, that is very fair. Excellent. And so I'm going to ask Harley. You see, you're perhaps a little further back from where Katie was, and yeah, you see this kind of aura of light emanate out from this statue, as they kind of come to bear. You see sort of the Katie sort of blinded by this glorious light. What do you do?
I'm going to step up next to Katie and like maybe put my arm in front of her, like push her back behind me a little bit. And hey, who are you? What are you doing here?
I belong here. You do not. You are not worthy of this place. And now I will see you gone from here. And yeah, they will sort of spin the caduceus, and it a trail of sort of golden sparks trail along in its wake, and they step down off of the podium, even though, as I say, they're made of this sort of, they look like they're made of marble. They're moving with strange fluidity.
Is this something I should try to dodge, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say, or if you, I was thinking either that, or it sounded like you were maybe.
I can't see my strength move for the castle. I think the rows are hidden.
Oh, sorry.
I don't remember what it is, but I think that would just help me take conditions for someone else. No. Ah, okay. I can roll with a strength ranks. Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, no, I think if you don't do anything. So yeah, I think maybe it sounded like from the action that you were taking, maybe stand with me. That's when you reach out to bolster an ally.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe it's confront when you intercept a foe's attack or launch your own.
That is also fair. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'll go for that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So yeah, that's a roll with swords.
Yeah, so I'll roll first and describe later. That's probably better.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah.
Okay, but that's swords. I think I'm very bad at swords. Yes. So I think I'll try to use this strength covenant move.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I am I'm offended by this imperious person, and they're attacking us and trying to hurt my friend Katie, and I will not have any of that. So Harley is actually getting a bit angry, which doesn't happen that much.
Nice.
So,
nice.
but I have to mark a condition to use this.
Yeah, that's correct.
I have to find the conditions.
Yeah, those are right
yes.
at the very top. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm angry, so I'll mark angry.
That is very fair.
And then I get to roll with a +1 instead of a -1 because I have 1 rank in strength instead of my -1 in swords. Yeah.
Perfect.
And my roll is 11, so that's a 12.
12. Excellent.
I didn't even need to use the move, but but it's more fun.
That is perfect. So on a confront, on a hit, you throw them off balance and create an opening, but they will hit you too. And I'll say what happens as a result of that. But on the 10+, you get to pick 2 of the following options. You resist the full force of their blows. You keep them from moving. You keep them from moving from where they are, or you give an ally a window to act freely.
I'm going to take the first and the last.
Yep, excellent.
And this is this marble statue thing is sweeping out with its caduceus, and Harley is bringing up his own caduceus, and with the force of his anger, he deflects the blow, and you don't get to hit my friends. Get out of here, you big ugly stone thing.
And there's almost like a hiss from the statue as it takes a step back and says, "I am not ugly. I am perfect." But its gaze is solely focused on Harley. I think I'll go back. So Lucid, what are you doing whilst when this happens? I will also say as well now, just as a reminder on how the confrontation moves work. When there is an opening available, this allows you to make the strike move, which is essentially how you sort of deal damage, as it were, to the enforcer. You don't have to do that, but that is an option that's on the table for you now because there is currently an opening.
I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, there are still these cupboards around, right? And I don't know if we'll win this thing. Who knows, right? This statue is a bit impressive. So I'll dart over to the cupboards and I'll just grab whatever seems useful.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'll have to roll see clear again, right? So that I can find something that's valuable.
I'm actually just thinking whether it's so I thought there was another one that would actually be more appropriate for this, but I could be wrong.
Not daring athletics.
Yeah, no, I think see clear is good. If you'd like to roll for that.
And that's with cups, and now I have to find my cups.
Coins for see clear.
Coins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty much the same anyway. So let's see how that goes. Oh wow, I've got another 5. Yeah, it's not going well for we are not seeing clearly here.
Yeah, so I think that what happens is you.
Oh, but on a miss, I can still ask one, but prepare
Cool.
for the worst.
Perfect.
So what here is valuable? That is what I will ask, and then I will prepare for the worst. As a player, my character does not know anything.
Yeah. So I think what you will realize is that because these are obviously from what you've seen so far, what I've already said, you can tell that these are obviously things that are important keystones and important events in, well, not even important events, but important achievements for the Doctor. So it stands to reason that you might be able to find in amongst the more recent stuff here, you might be able to find some clues as to what he's doing, because it's likely that they will form a part of his his trophies, for want of a better word. However, as you are as you are looking at these, you said there are lots of those. There are several of those, like sort of sporting trophy type things, little golden figures on them. And as you are doing this, those more the figures on all of those little trophies will start to animate as well. And they kind of come at you with sort of little golden baseball bats and golf clubs and whatever else. You are attacked by a small swarm of these little golden figures. If you can, if you wish, try and dodge this initial attack.
I think
or in other ways evade it. But yeah.
Can I grab something that seems interesting, or can I maybe just grab one of these little thingies, right, and take it with me? But I'll try to. Where is confrontation move? Right, dodge. Yeah, once. Oh yeah, that's my best. Not my best. Let me see. No, I think I'll have to dodge this because I don't really want to be hit by or stabbed or whatever, golf clubbed by all of them. I mean, a few okay, but all of them, really? I'm rolling with wands. Yeah, I've got a 6, so no.
Yeah, no. So yeah, you will be swarmed by these little golden statuettes, and they will for all that they're quite small, they seem that if obviously in the real world these would almost certainly be some kind of at best tin or if not plastic figures that made to look gold. These actually have the weight as if they were solid gold, and they swing at you, swarm over you, sort of digging in at you with their little hands. So I'd like you to take a condition for me, please. Again, your choice of which. Okay. And Brandon, I will just catch you up on where we're at. They've pressed to they've left the land of the dead and are just exploring the castle itself again. They found essentially a big trophy room in which a large marble statue has, which is one of the castle enforcers, basically one of the projections of the Doctor's sort of emotional mental state, is currently engaging Harley and Katie, while Lucid is investigating some of the trophy cabinets, but has just been attacked by a little swarm of golden sports trophies, essentially.
I've marked callous because I have to kind of battle these thingies away, even though they're a lot smaller than I am. And I'm toughening myself up. So like, okay, you wanted it this way, we'll do it this way.
Cool. So yeah, Katie, I'm going to check back in with you, and then we'll see where Jocasta is up to in these things. So yeah, as I say, you were temporarily blinded by the light emanating from this statue, but you've kind of managed to shake your vision clear again. And yeah, you spot this like this momentary hesitation in the statue after Harley insults it, for want of a better word. What do you do?
Perfect, huh? Yeah. What exactly makes perfect? I mean, I'm not impressed by all of this. It's kind of an eyesore, really. What else you got going for you? I'm like attacking like with words sort of.
Yep, perfect. So this sounds like it's probably a strike with cups, which is arguments and emotional appeals, or possibly wands for stealth and guile, whichever you think, or I guess it could even be coins for precise insight, but whichever you think is closest to your.
Where are my? Yeah, I'll go with cups because that's my thing.
Perfect.
And I think I'm rolling with disadvantage because I'm scared.
Yep, that is fair.
I know. Is it make a stand? Strike. Strike is overwhelmed actually.
Yeah, no, that's you're right. It's confront. It's the setup move that you suffer thing to, I think. So yeah, that's that's it. Yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, it's cowed gives you a disadvantage on strike. So no, you are not rolling at disadvantage.
Okay, so this would be a +1 then. Let's see. That's an 8.
8. Okay, so on an 8, you so yeah, you will you kind of see this like bright glowing light that is emanating from its sort of face, from its eyes. It kind of, the light, it flares up for a moment, but like the crack breaks down the sort of marble features, and there is a momentary burst of light that shines forth from it, and it just swings around at you, almost sort of like blindly with the end of its staff, and so yeah, I think as it's sort of swinging wildly, it smashes into one of the other statues on the big column that that's like that crashes down. It looks like it's a sort of the figure of of somebody in sort of doctor's coat, though not it's clearly not Dr. Lefebvre, but another doctor. If it is in fact, if you would recognize, it is oh, I've blanked on his name now. The penicillin guy. Yeah, him anyway. Fleming, that's it. As the statue crashes down, you have to dive back. It sort of comes down between you and Harley, temporarily separating the two of you. And you will be struck by the staff as it swings out wildly. Although again, you do have the opportunity to dodge out the way first.
We'll try to do that. Dodge is wands. Okay. Roll again. It's 9.
9. Okay, so you manage to evade the strike, but you have to pick 2 from the following list. You're separated from your allies. You stumble and gain fleeting disadvantage, which is to say disadvantage on your next roll, or you leave something valuable behind.
They already separated me from my allies, didn't they?
So yeah, temporarily. So this would probably be something that's a bit more serious in separating you. But if you wish, you can take it.
Okay, I'll take that and leave something valuable behind.
Cool. And what do you think it is that you leave behind?
Like something that identifies me, like maybe.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, maybe something slips out of your pocket as you're sort of dodging away from this and flutters to the ground.
I know. It's one of the badges that I have in my, jacket, and it's like one of the roles that I played as in my acting career.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. I like that a lot. And yeah, the way you're kind of separated is it's one of those things where it's that kind of dream logic comes into play, and it's like from your perspective at first, it looks like you've just kind of tumbled back and away from this blow, but when you kind of stop moving, it's the distance between you and the others seems to be much further than it was before. There's sort of like columns and columns and columns now between you and the others. Jocasta, what do you do? So again, I'll just give a brief overview of like where sort of people are in the general sense. So there's this big central room full of like, it's sort of all Grecian columns and marble in here. Lots with sort of a central aisle of columns and statues where this creature is, this enforcer, where it is currently engaged with Harley. You've just seen this again, this sort of weird thing where Katie's position in the room just seems to have shifted like unnaturally, that she's sort of now stuck further away from you down the end of this corridor, while Lucid is over sort of at the edge of the room with these like trophy cabinets being swarmed by tiny golden men. So yeah, what do you do?
What is Katie engaged with? You said.
So Katie is effectively still engaged with the enforcer as well, but there's clearly something, and again, as someone who is used to the castle, there's just clearly something weird going on with space in general.
Right, but is the enforcer to hand?
Yes, yep.
And the enforcer, you said, is a figure with a staff?
Yeah, it's a sort of androgynous, almost angelic type figure of marble, with laurel leaves, long flowing hair, and a caduceus as well that they are wielding as a weapon.
Oh, interesting.
Probably about like 10-foot tall statue, sort of larger than life size.
I'm going to attack the enforcer figure, but not it directly. The caduceus shouldn't be a weapon, and because it's a symbol of healing. And so I'm trying to transform it.
Awesome. I like that.
So that if it actually hits anybody with it, it actually heals them rather than hurts them. Because that's its original meaning. It's not. It's doing it wrong. Here, let me show you how this is supposed to work. I see.
Yeah, I like that. I think.
I talk to the snakes on the caduceus, and as I say, you know what to do. So this is probably a wands thing.
Yeah, I was going to say this is probably. I'm actually just wondering. Yeah.
Is it line it up, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's probably line it up is the closest analog to this. So yeah, if you'd like to roll with coins.
Okay. How are my coins? Okay. Coins is not my good stat. Can I persuade you that it's wands?
No,
it's a transformation.
Sadly,
No.
for this, no. It is. Yeah, it's these ones are fixed.
Okay. No. Completeness. Wouldn't have mattered.
No worries. So yeah, I think as you as you're sort of focusing on the caduceus and trying to kind of bend it to your will, yeah, the snakes rear up and spit poison at you, yeah, I think that
can I offer something worse?
Yeah,
for me, but better for another character. So they bite my arms and I pull away, and as I do, I pull them off the staff.
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah, that works for me. I like that. So yeah,
I tumble backwards, and they have their fangs buried in me, and their things wrapped around me, but the venom has been drawn away from the staff, and it's just a stick.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. So yeah, if you would like to mark a condition for me, please.
At least, yes. Overwhelmed.
Yep, fair. Absolutely fair. So I think I'm going to go back to Lucid briefly. So yeah, Lucid.
Yeah, so I'll shriek at that, of course.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Lucid. Yeah, you have this small horde of golden figurines crawling over you, around your ankles, climbing in your hair. What do you do?
I do not like this because it's all over me. I'm a bit not really angry. It's more like, get away from me. This is not. Go and sit down. You're supposed to be festive and celebratory. So go and sing or ow. No.
That sounds to me like Drink Deep, maybe, when you form a bond with a minion of the vessel.
I would love to try that. I'm pretty sure that being callous does not help at all with this, but well,
but before you roll, tell me if it's a good roller.
No, it doesn't matter for the drink deep, so that is fine.
Do you need advantage?
Do I need? I mean, who doesn't need advantage? But
Okay. I'm going to mark. I'm going to mark to give her advantage on this roll.
Somebody's phone is ringing.
Gone. You're supposed to be on mute.
No,
I'm going to use the shade move, and I'm going to mark torment because clearly that's what's going on right now, to give Lucid advantage.
yeah, absolutely. That sounds great.
She is going to draw power from my pain.
Lucid is not drawing power from your pain. Come on, why would they do that? And it's not a she.
Lucid,
I mean,
rather.
why would how would that work? Explain it to me in the fiction. How would Lucid draw power from your pain?
The castle doesn't. Well, rather, the castle doesn't hate you.
Oh.
The castle hates me. There's no reason for the castle to be bothering you, and so I'm reminding them that that you all are really not the ones that they should be troubling.
Okay, I guess.
So yeah, so I'm grabbing their attention essentially. It's like I'm the one that deserves your affliction, and not my friend here.
Okay,
Does that
I
work?
guess. No, it doesn't exactly work with what I was trying to do here. I wanted to make them stop attacking me or anybody. I wanted them to sit down and behave like reasonable trophies and not attack you. That would be even worse. I don't want them to attack you.
Okay, well, I'll reserve that. So if it doesn't work for you, that's fine.
Don't think it really does.
But I have the capability in case you ever need to call it.
Hmm?
Cool. Yep, no worries. No, that's fine. Yeah, so if you would like to roll and listen and see how this goes.
Yeah, probably won't go too well, but we'll see. Oh wow, it does. I've got a 12.
Nice, excellent.
Yeah.
So on a hit, you formed a bond. So obviously, I mean, one of the things that happens is that I tell you what the symbology of the minion means to the vassal. I've kind of already explained that just through the investigations. But this is his trophy room. These are the things that he has been proud of in his life. These are manifestations of his achievements, of the things that matter to him. And they will help you as long as they can safely do so.
Good trophies.
So what you have, that you now have the option. If you wish, you can call on the minions for aid, you can mark a void and describe how they reshape the shard's landscape or occupy a threat's attention for a while. So that's sort of an option you have for the time being, whilst they're still sort of under your control.
Hey, so nice trophies. See, that's how a trophy behaves.
Perfect. So Harley, you've obviously seen what's gone on here. How do you what do you do? What do you do next?
I want to help Jocasta, I think.
Yeah.
I think I try to use my own caduceus to shoo the snakes away, or get them to get away from her and get between her and the statue.
Sure thing, sure thing. So that sounds like it's probably a stand with me.
That's what I was going for.
Yep.
So that's cups. I think I have a +1 in cups. I do, yes. So let's roll, and that's 8, so I get a 9.
Okay, cool. So on a 7 to 9, this is Jocasta gets to choose one of these options. Either you're saved from danger, a precipice, a grapple, poison, a curse, etc. You heal a condition. The enemy prioritizes Harley over you, or you get fleeting advantage.
I'm inclined to say that I'm saved from danger, that these things are in fact an imminent threat to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not just something that gave me a condition and such like that, but
no, absolutely.
They're trying to kill me, and so yeah. So their venom is flows like water.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you at the touch of Harley's Caduceus, you said, yeah, you feel just like the sting go out of the venom that's infected you, and while they are still wrapping around you, they're not constrictors. You know, they're not sufficiently strong to crush you, and now their poison seems dulled. Cool. I think we don't. So yeah. Jocasta, what do you do now that you're no longer under imminent threat from the snakes themselves?
So let's see. Strike requires an opening. Yeah.
Yes, strike requires an opening, but you can confront, which is
Yes.
essentially the attack style, but before you have an opening, if you wish.
Yes. Well, I have a couple of snakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the bite or bit here and confront. I'm going to see how the figure likes a dose of its own poison.
Excellent. Yeah. If you would like to make me a roll with swords.
Not today.
No. So yeah, I think that
even with my pluses, it doesn't do anything.
No. Alas. So yeah, I think you kind of strike out at it with the snakes, but they are easily turned off of the hard, shiny marble surface of the statue, and they will again bring around this caduceus, and it's trailing these sort of golden sparks behind it, and it will strike out at you, and I think as the sort of sparks, as the sparks kind of phase through you, that they kind of sting and burn, and I am going to ask you to I think I will ask you actually there to apologies, I'm just Yeah, I think I'm going to ask you to mark a point of fetters for that, as you kind of feel, you feel that familiar sort of heaviness of your prison within the castle start to close around you.
Yes.
Awesome. So, Katie, you are kind of again. It's that odd thing where you are sort of at the feel like you're down this sort of impossibly long corridor, but like as the enforcer waves there, Caduceus around, you get that sort of like extreme foreshortening thing going on, as it can clearly still reach you, even though you seem to be at some distance from it. But what do you do?
I think I'm gonna like pull out the wand that I have in my holster, and just aim at the cracked bit of the mask, cracked bit of the statue face, and
Yeah, sure thing. Do you so I'm just checking. I forget where this is something. What tags do you have? Are you okay? No, you have ranged on your wand, so I think that is fair. That's cool. Otherwise, I might have had to made you make a some form of action to actually get up close enough to it, but it is ranged, so I think that is absolutely fair. So yeah, if you'd like to roll to strike, that will be a roll with swords.
Yeah. Disadvantage, I think, for that one. No. Okay. One more. How's your remove? Okay. 6.
It is not your nights tonight. So yeah, and I think what will happen is that you fire several blasts from your wand at it, but you have the range on it just about, but it's still just targeting at this distance. You're at absolute extreme range. And you fire a couple of shots out of it, but then there's just that you get that kind of like fizzling sensation as you feel the energy drain from it, and you will need to do something to kind of re-energize the wand before you can use it again. Yeah, I think Lucid, I'll come back around to you. So yeah, things don't seem to be going great for your pals. The enforcer seems to be handling them all with, if not ease, at least seems to be kind of have them on the back foot at the moment. But what do you do?
Oh, them on the back foot is not a good thing. Maybe try to help them, I guess. Yeah. I guess I don't have an opening, right?
No, that's correct. There's not currently an opening available.
But can I use my dream stuff thingy, my weapon?
Let's see. I mean, you probably can use it, but yeah. Sorry. What are the tags you've got on that?
Stun and reload.
Yeah, sure. No, that will work against this.
Cool. So I'll just run up and throw the dream dust at that marble statue, and I say something like I say, you know, I think you need to rest a bit. You seem very overwrought, and rest is what the doctor ordered. And then I throw the dream stuff at the marble thingy. It's big enough.
Sure thing, sure thing. So yeah, if you would like to make me a roll with swords, please.
Okay. Roll with swords. I think I have swords of 0. Swordy sword. Oh, it's a 7.
That's a hit. So with on a 7, you will throw them off balance and create an opening, and also because of the stunning powder, they will also just in general be a bit slow and sluggish for a time. But they will also hit you in return, though. But yeah, if you get to pick however one from the list.
I think at this point I don't want to be hit by this 10-foot statue. That does not seem like a clever way to go about things. I'll just resist the full force of their blows.
Yep, absolutely. So I think they as you kind of throw this dream dust over them, it you know, they swing for you with the caduceus, but it's slow and there's not the strength behind it there was a moment ago, and you're able to easily dodge out of the way. Harley, how about you? What are you going to do?
There is an opening now.
There
right?
is indeed. Yep.
Yeah, I'll try to strike, and I think let's see. I am good at cups and wands. Yeah. I think I'm I'm using my mop / caduceus to like keep it at a distance, and while I'm trying to talk to the statue and say, you're a doctor, you should want to heal people, not hurt us. You're doing the wrong thing. You just like Jocasta told you. You're supposed to use this for healing, not for hurting. So I'm rolling with cups, I think.
Yep, absolutely.
So let's roll, and that's 7. So with a +1, it's an 8.
Sure thing. So yeah, it will. It like you can see for a moment its grip tighten on the staff, and then it's almost like it almost reacts like the staff is almost burning it, and it just casts the staff aside, and it kind of hits the marble floor and just kind of shatters into marble chips. However, it will snarl out at you. Do not question me. I know what I am doing. And it grabs you forcefully, sort of with both hands from the front of by the front of your shirt, and throws you back across the room into a pillar. And if you would like to mark me a condition, please.
Sounds reasonable. Ooh. Scared, I think.
Sure thing. And I think because we've gone a bit over time now, so I think I'm going to call a quick break there for say come back at 1:15. We are down to its last final condition now, so we'll be drawing this to a close shortly, I think. But I don't want to kind of keep us hanging on too much longer. So yeah, well, let's see. We'll be back in about 1:15. Cool. So yeah, I think we kind of see the statue is slowing down now. It is disarmed, though it seems to still be struggling on fighting barehanded. And when your hands are large and made of stone, that's a definite advantage on that front. Jocasta, it's momentarily taking its attention away from you as it hurls Harley across the room. What do you do?
Is it still open, or the opening is still one shot?
The opening has been used. Yeah, it's
Okay.
one.
All right.
Use of the strike use up an opening essentially.
I'm going to. So I'm going to come up from behind it, and I'm going to take out my scalpel, and I'm going to say, I'm sorry about this. And I'm going to try to make a gentle cut between two ribs.
Sure thing. So yeah, if you would like to make me a strike, this sounds like sorry, a confront, I should say, which is with swords.
It's with swords. And
yeah.
can I take a gauge to get advantage?
Yeah, sure thing.
Using shade. Okay. And I think this is torment because I hate them back.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't roll my third time. Let's try that. So yeah, so that's 12.
Sure thing.
I'll describe. I take my scalpel, and notwithstanding it's a stone statue, I'm going to make a cut between two ribs. And I'm going to put my hand in there, grab hold of a blood vessel and squeeze. I know I'm a surgeon.
Perfect. Yeah.
I know, and just pinch the aorta closed from the back, and hold on.
Awesome. So yeah, on a 10+, you get to pick 2 from the list. You resist the full force of their blows.
Yes.
You keep them from moving from where they are, and you give an ally a window to act freely.
I resist the full force of their blows.
Yep.
And I hold on to them.
Yep, sure thing.
So yeah, so they are. I'm pinning their life force in place.
Yeah, absolutely, perfect.
And of course, it creates an opening.
Yeah, indeed, perfect. Thank you. So Katie, I'm going to come on to you. What are you doing?
Where's the thing in relation to me? Is it still?
Muting myself. So yeah, it's still at some distance to you, at least from your perspective. It's still essentially just down sort of the corridor from you, but it's a little ways to go.
Okay, yeah, I'm struggling to come up with words right now. But I think Kate is continuing to basically pick away at its inflated self-image of itself.
Yeah, sure thing. So if you would like to make me a strike, a strike roll with cups.
Okay. Mm. That's another 6.
So I think that you will. I should also be saying, for everyone who's been rolling misses tonight, which is most of you, at some point, on all of these ones, you will mark a point of world for missing rolls whilst in the castle. So I imagine a couple of you will have some points of world to tick up from this this evening at least. So I think you. You kind of shout these sort of words of like calling it out, calling out its flaws, about how you sort of puncture trying to puncture its ego, but in this sort of big marble this sort of big marble room that you're in, you hear the words echo back, but now they're calling out all of your flaws and calling on all of your insecurities. So if you would like to mark me a condition, please, Katie. And I'm going to flip around to Lucid. Lucid, what's your plan of action?
Can I ask something?
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah.
Because with strength, I have this. I'm not sure if it applies. That's why I'm asking.
No, go for it.
So long as you are standing side by side with other rebels, you can mark a condition instead of them and vice versa. I'm not sure if that applies here since I've been thrown away that sort of thing.
Yeah, probably not in this particular, because at the moment, Katie is specifically at a distance from you. So yeah, it probably doesn't. But no, that's a really nice move in general. But yeah, no, I think just in this particular instance, that won't come into effect.
Yeah, cool. That was my suspicion, but I wanted to check anyway.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, Lucid.
I think this well, let me look at the situation here. This thing, the enforcer still looks like it's made of marble. Marble.
Yes,
right?
yeah, that's right.
Okay. But I have these little friends here who know this place a lot better, and I would ask them to help me see that enforcer for who they really are. They aren't a marble statue that is 10 feet tall, right? So help me maybe chip away at that marble a little, so we can have a person in front of us instead of a giant statue. And maybe that'll remind them that they're a person and that somebody has their hand in their chest, which could be awkward, right? They haven't even introduced each other. They haven't even been introduced. So I would ask my newfound little golden minions. I can mark void and describe how they reshape the shard's landscape. That's fair, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely fair. That's absolutely fair.
I think the little these little trophy persons will swarm up the marble statue and start, like, they have golf clubs and stuff like that, and they will chip off the marble, and with everything they chip off, that statue becomes a little smaller, a little more human, and maybe one of them. There's one who has won a prize for best eyesight at spotting squirrels. It's a weird trophy, but yeah, you know how kids are. And that one is starts chiseling away at these eyes that look like statues' eyes, right? They are blank, but when they're chipping there, you can see a person's eyes appear underneath. That's not too creepy for people who don't like eye stuff.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So yeah, then you see the real eyes appear behind those stony ones.
Yeah, perfect. And and I think as more and more of this of the marble disintegrates. I think because that was actually a very well called thing, because the sort of statue, the it kind of crumbles away, and you sort of see that it's clearly a figure. It's like it is an idealized version of Anton Lefebvre, and he's kind of there is something of that, again, that sort of like Grecian statuary to him. Is that sort of, he has the sort of kind of curly beard. He has the laurel wreath on, and I think as the marble falls away from him, he just lets out a kind of sigh and says, "Why must everyone criticize everything I do? I know what is right. I'm working for what is best." And with that, the figure just kind of, again, it's like for a moment it's been flesh again, but then it kind of again takes on that cast of stone, no more of just a kind of rougher granity type stone at this point, and then just collapses into dust on the floor. So yeah, their last just out of curiosity, because I've been using one of the kind of example enforcers from in the book, and the final condition that they had, final not condition, that's the wrong word, the final trait anyway they had remaining to them, quality, that's it, was their armor, essentially. So that that action felt like a fitting point on which to end things. The room falls silent for a moment. Katie, the distance that separated you from your companion seems to snap back again as the room takes on the proportions it was before in your mind.
Katie was kind of curled up in a ball, like trying to shut out the voices that she was hearing.
Go over to her. And sit down and cradle her head in my lap and whisper to her, "They don't mean anything. They don't know anything. They have no power unless you give them power. They are unimportant. People will say what they want to say, but you are who you are, irrespective."
Katie nods. Thank you. I don't know if there's a move there.
There's probably a move. I just don't know what it's called.
I think if you would like to make, I think, because we're still kind of in the closing moments of a confrontation, so if you'd like to make the stand with me move, which is a roll with cups.
Yes, absolutely. It's an 8.
That's an 8. So, Katie, you get to pick one from the list. Realistically, there's only one that's useful. Well, that's not true. Fleeting advantage is never bad either, I guess. But you can choose to heal a condition if you would like.
I'll heal Code.
Yeah, sure thing. Cool.
Yeah, you're beautiful and strong, and they are nothing.
Did we get what we needed here? Can we move on?
Well, yeah. I got this, and I hold up one of the trophies. Can I take that with me? Even if it's not animated anymore, I expect, or maybe it is.
You get the feeling you probably can take it out with you. It will. You're not sure exactly what it will be or what it will achieve in the real world, but yes, you can take it with you. The other thing as well that I will give you now, because you kind of discovered this already, but just didn't have the opportunity to act on it. You will, when you find the sort of the more recent like end of the trophy cabinets, as it were, you will notice that there is a very, like, it's obviously a gap in the trophy cabinet, but it's a very deliberate gap there. There's a sort of, obviously, this sort of velvet lined section on there, and there's a little copper plate underneath this gap, and carved in it in very fancy lettering. It says Dr. Anton Lefebvre, Nobel Prize in Medicine 20, and then the end of the dates haven't yet been filled in.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
So I guess you should take that. Yeah, so to take the plate off the wall.
Cool.
And hold on to it. It occurs to me, I say to no one in particular, that I just felt Dr. Lefebvre's pulse.
Oh, anything unusual about it?
Yes. He's very sick. I would say he's going to have an aneurysm. He had an odd, strange double echo to it. I could feel it. His arteries aren't in good shape. I think that might be why he's doing what he's doing. That he feels time running out. And he's desperately trying to make his mark before that happens.
Or figure out a way around the whole, oh, I'm desperately sick thing.
Yes.
I mean, his super stuff is making people more healthy-ish, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I think he's on some subconscious note, he feels his own time running out. His So
Yeah, maybe we don't wait for that.
no, I don't think so. If it is an aneurysm, when the end comes, it'll be sudden and painless. But it may not happen soon enough to prevent the damage she's doing.
Also, somebody may carry on his work.
There's that. Yeah.
Also, maybe the pulse was weird because he was a marble statue.
That's possible.
I mean,
I never operated on a statue before.
it looked very competent.
Well, one thing I know how to do is cut.
Well, we also know that at least once in his life he's got good at spotting squirrels.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds funny.
I don't know either, but they had a competition and he won it.
Oh, you never count squirrels?
I was too busy. When you're chief resident, you don't have time for the pleasant pursuits of gentle life, like counting squirrels.
Haven't seen many squirrels around here, but now that you say it, maybe me and my new friend will go and do that once we're back with squirrels.
But we have a dream of his, at least.
It's a very specific dream.
Yeah, and a door will have reappeared out of this place now as well, with the destruction of the enforcer. The way on is now clear. Yeah, you can, if you wish, to continue to explore the castle, or you can return back. You can return back home if you so choose.
We could go to our hideout.
Or yeah, the other option as well that you have on when you're.
I have a portable hole that goes to our hideout.
Yep.
We could use that. I always wanted to use my portable hole.
The other thing you can do as well.
Is it in your pocket?
The other thing as well that you can do, if you wish to, is to find shelter, which is basically finding somewhere safe within the castle to rest, which can. There's a couple of things that you can do if you choose that. But yeah, you with your portable hole as well, you can just kind of leave the castle, or leave to your hideout, which will then let you leave back into the real world without having to kind of hunt through the castle any further.
I'm trying to figure out which of the things on the list here on Lift the Mask we have done.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
have defeated an enforcer.
Yep.
I think we've met people the vassal holds dear, but I'm not sure if his dead grandmother counts. I think so.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely, that does. You're probably, I'd argue you're probably close to finding the full details of what they're planning, but you're not there yet, quite. But I think you've got the broad scopes, just not the full details. You obviously haven't confronted them in person. You haven't suffered at their hands in the real world, and there is no organized resistance to them. So yeah, you're currently 2 out of a potential 6, with, like I said, good progress made on the 3rd.
Yeah,
I think we should go back and work on the others.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we have more things to do in the city than in the castle right now.
Organized resistance, like I mean, you know a lot of people, Harley, don't you?
Maybe, or we could just. I mean, we could find him and try to talk to him. Maybe we can talk him out of this plan and make him. Maybe he will come to his senses and do something better. Harley believes that. I don't, but
I think that's a good idea.
It's possible. We should get it. Might be able to talk him into seeing his own doctor. Doctors are famously bad at that.
Is that for real? I thought that was
Yeah.
just.
No, we are. We suck at it. I mean, mostly. We're terrible patients. We don't ever think to use the criteria on ourselves that we use on other people.
Katie has out of nowhere has a notepad and is taking notes.
Yeah. No, yeah. The rare is the doctor that has any insight into their own condition until they've suffered some terrible health catastrophe. You know.
Well, he's about to.
He is. And the question.
It's a cat. Sorry.
Yes. They've been interloper.
But yeah, no, excellent. Yeah, if you are planning to head out, then
Yeah.
you can certainly use the portable hole to sort of do so without incident, essentially, because you can pop back to your hideout and then exit from your hideout back into the real world again.
It's in a shopping bag, if you're wondering.
Excellent. Cool. So when you emerge into the break room in the hospital, you will, you'll find yourself back in the hospital itself. I will in a moment give you some time if you just want to role play anything out between yourselves. But then we can, because I believe that was essentially going into the maze was everyone's first action of the day. So you will all each have a mundane action to take as well if you wish, to either to cope with the after effects of your experiences in the castle, or if there's other stuff you want to do, that is also cool. But yeah, like I said, I will just give you a moment if you want to kind of if there's anything you want to do between yourselves as you exit the castle. Otherwise, if people want to start kind of going on to the mundane moves from the mundane life thing. But yeah, I will hand things over. Cool. So yeah, maybe if we, in that case, think if no one has any sort of immediate things to do, we'll leap into those sort of mundane actions. So I'll just quickly refresh. So for the mundane moves, we have obviously the grind, which is used for kind of getting stuff done towards resolving any crises that you may have. We have the sorry, no, I'm reading the wrong one there. Sorry, 9 to 5, which is sort of helping towards resolving crises, amongst a couple of other things. Letting your hair down helps to remove conditions that you may have by, going out and having some fun. You can check in with a covenant to hang out with them, and trigger a hangout move that you have with them. You can, if you wish, choose to hang out with another rebel, another of the player characters, and then you also have let go, which allows you to either lose a rank of world or void, but that's possibly not something you want to be doing at the moment. So yeah, I will just go. Trevor, do you have an idea of what you want to do, or Katie, I should say?
I was thinking I would either maybe do my crew hangout move or let my hair down, sort of thing.
Yeah, sure. Is there another of the is there another of the another person another rebel that you would like to spend some time with once you're out of the castle?
Mm. Let's see. Yeah, it's their hangout move that I activate. Yeah.
So you essentially activate each other's. So you will trigger theirs, and they will trigger yours. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But you get the benefit of the other person's.
Yep,
hangout move,
that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, say, the kind of sex moves in Monster Hearts. It's that sort of idea.
This would be instead of the mundane move, or
So the hanging out is one of the mundane moves, essentially.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let's see.
What's the benefit of ranking up your covenant?
So some of your covenant moves will have a the effect will be based on what rank it is. So you'll see some things will say like plus roll X with a bonus equal to your covenant rank. There's also I'm just trying to think. I might be confusing that with something else.
Yeah. No, I have any. Yeah, I have one. The example. The shade is one where the rank matters.
I believe as well some effects actually rank. Essentially, you have to lose some covenant with in order to make them work as well. Again, this is actually something that Jay has already changed in like the next version. They've she's removed the idea of ranking them. I think I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the case. But yeah, it's something we're using at the moment.
So I think I'm probably just gonna let my hair down.
Yep, sure thing. So yeah, I don't think we've seen Katie do this yet. So what does Katie do to sort of unwind and kick back?
I think she will. I think in I'm remembering like from what's up, Brandon?
Yeah, just offering going dancing if you want.
Okay. What I was gonna say was like much like in the House TV series, she's like hanging out in the break room and just like watching TV or reading magazines in there.
Yeah.
Residence break room.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea, and that sort of almost that she's almost kind of unwinding a bit by almost playing a role, kind of. Yeah, cool. So yeah, if so when you let your hair down, you will be checking against Fealty, yep. So as ever, you're looking to roll under what your current marks in Fealty are.
Okay. 6.
Isn't it over?
One of them is under.
Oh
okay.
no, sorry, you're right. Sorry, you're looking to roll over. Yeah, sorry. Am I confusing myself? So yeah, if what did you get there? Sorry.
One
got
of them
one.
is over.
So
Yeah,
that's a
cool.
hit.
So yeah, that's a weak hit, but a hit nonetheless. So on a hit, you mark a point of world and heal a condition.
Okay, world.
Um,
And see, I was gonna try and introduce another NPC, but and I'll clear scared.
Awesome. So yeah, Harley, what are you going to do?
I think I'm going to check in with Katie. Just because I want to try the hangout move thing, and I think hers makes the most sense for me.
Yeah.
So I'm joining her in the break room, and kind of at first just sitting there, and maybe it's a bit awkward, but I start talking to her about, because we're the only two really human people who were on this strange adventure to the land of the dead and fought a weird marble statue thing person and that sort of thing. So basically bonding a bit and trying to figure out what actually happened and just talk through the experience basically.
Yeah. Awesome.
Let's see.
Um,
Trigger each other's hangout move and check against Felty. Can I make the Felty check first, just
yeah,
to see?
go for it. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's 2 dice as usual.
Yep, that's right.
So that's a 2 and a 5. So that should be a weak hit.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I have 2. Yeah. Which means on a hit they can heal a condition. Oh, Katie gets to heal a condition. That's awesome. And you just had the one, I think.
Yeah, I got rid of the one I had.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, is it not a crew hangout move?
You also trigger those.
Yeah. This was the filter check, but then we also trigger each other's hangout moves.
Yep. So yeah. So Anders, do you want to? Oh, so Harley, do you want to read out what the effect of your hangout move first, and then we'll see Katie's.
Yeah, when you visit the gardener, which I think, that's when you visit the gardener, they give you something impractical but important: a book, an accessory, a pot plant, etc. I assume that should be potted plant, unless it's an actual pot plant. I don't know. So long as you keep it with you and draw strength from it once per investigation, you may turn a missed move in the city into a weak hit. That's good. I'm not sure what Harley would give to Katie. Something to help her with her studies for her role, but it's supposed to be something impractical. Maybe it's a really big, like medical lexicon, encyclopedia sort of thing. Just one of those like really massive books.
I remember having one of those.
The kind you don't want to drop on your foot. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I've probably just picked it up from someone's office, someone who obviously wasn't using it, and
Yeah. It's maybe, you know, sort of a slightly out of date edition that was just like left in a storeroom or something, you know.
Yeah, right. This is a teaching hospital. That's what we established in the beginning, right? So there's probably like stacks of old textbooks lying around somewhere.
My hangout move is when you hang out with strength, you can talk through a condition you're struggling with. And when you next miss a roll affected by that condition, heal it or upgrade the result to a weak hit 7 to 9.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick scared. Yeah, I'm going to pick scared because at first when we fought this statue, I got really angry when it attacked you, but then when it threw me, I realized that mostly I was just scared the whole time. It was terrifying. This strange, powerful thing trying to kill us. It was terrible.
Yeah, and I think when we're talking through it, I tell you how, the ways that I was scared, and we basically like it's like you know, we're not alone in the fear, so it sort of it helps to know that we're not alone in that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. Thank you.
So I should probably note this somewhere.
Yes. I don't know where's a good place to note it, but yeah, if you can find a space just to note it down, I'll try and keep it in mind as well. But I will invariably forget. Brilliant. Thank you very much. So yeah, Lucid. What is Lucid going to get up to?
I think I want to hang out with Jocasta because she was weirdly absent during a brief period, and then she was bitten by snakes, which has to be uncomfortable, and had her hand in a statue, which was weird. So yeah. Also, I think the other two, the experience in the city is different for both of us in a way from the others. So I'll go and see. Well, it's not very. I wonder if she wants to stay with me in the between place in our shelter, because we're separate there, or more separate there, and that makes talking to each other easier. That's okay for you, Brandon?
If you want, or we could go to the Black Box. They have a death metal band, and you cannot hear anything except the music.
No, I want to talk to you.
Oh, you can talk to me. I can hear.
True.
I can hear every word you say, no matter
true.
what.
That's true. Damn. Okay. I've never been to a black metal thing. Do I have to wear something special? Or
leather, things with studs.
Things with studs.
Black stuff. Yeah, red and it's going to be mostly red, black, and metal, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, Blood Axe, I think, is playing, and they're awful in a wonderful way.
That sounds amazing and exciting, and I want to see this Blood Axe.
Blood Axe.
Blood Axe.
Yes, like the headsman's axe.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
They don't actually kill anything. It's an affectation. But The music is about, its music's very Nordic. It's very sort of Nordic. The lead guitarist is covered in runes, and he, screams about sacrifices to Odin and things like that. It's an allegory. That ear-splitting volumes.
I think
Perfect.
they should have a little O on the A instead of the umlauts, just because they can, and it's still of course pronounced blood aches, but
Yes.
yes, I knew you would have that. I love that. Okay, so yeah, sure, we'll go. And I think that was my choice, so I have to roll filthy, right?
Yes.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
And I have to roll over
Yep.
3.
Roll over. Yep.
That seems very hard. Yeah, I've got a thingy. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yep.
A partial success. You can heal a condition. Just have the one, but you can heal it now.
Cool.
And then we trigger each other's thingy moves, common moves, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Hangout
Yep.
moves, the hangout moves. Crew hangout is that's what it is, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay, so mine is when you, and you meaning you, Brandon, spend time with death, which is me, I can ask you one of these. What's your biggest regret? Who do you wish wasn't in your life? And what's your biggest worry? You don't have to answer honestly, but both of you will know if you lie. So I think, yeah, if when we go to this concert and there are lots of people who are metal, I have a problem saying metal, I'm sorry. There are lots of metal fans, and I wonder how much you, I wonder, can I rephrase this? I can rephrase this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't have to be precisely what's written there.
I wonder what you miss the most about the life in the city. What do you regret losing most? This or something, someone else?
It's a complicated question, but I guess there's two answers. I mean, I regret. I wish I didn't feel terrified all the time. The thing I regret is what we're doing right now, which is blowing the world away, being in a packed place full of strangers, with music so loud you can barely think, feeling their physicality, their bodies and the people's breaths and their just the feeling of being one person, one anonymous person in a big crowd, and people see you. They see you, but they don't see you as a person. They see you just as one of them. I've never had a real family. And the closest I came was work as a resident, where you're with everybody, working closely with everybody else. But surgical residency is so hierarchical that people really aren't friends. Everybody, all the time you feel like you're being pressured by the person above you, and they're pressuring the people below you. And I'm chief resident, and so in a way all the other residents were, I was, so they were all sort of, my babies, but at the same time I had to hold them all to the fire all the time, and so I couldn't really. So I wanted just to be a face in the crowd. And that's what I miss.
And I assume you're telling the truth?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just checking. So that's my thing, my hangout move. But you get to trigger yours as well.
Mine, I don't think applies to you, but I will read it out.
No.
Yes, when my host spends time with you, you can sense each other fully, even if no one else can. And I am using, you can feel me just feeling the world through you. Feeling the sound, the sounds, the noise, the reverberation of the bass through the floor and the feet and the crowd. And it's but I'm going to I'm going to feel what you're feeling right now in terms of what you're interested in.
Oh, okay. So you're going for internalize one of my interests and refresh abyss.
Yes.
Apps. Okay. Okay, what I'm interested here is, I can sense when people are expressing their wild side, and they are. This is, and I'm mostly curious about the people who aren't like, who don't wear cuts with a lot of band logos and have long flowing hair and a wild beard. I'm more interested in the ones who look like they come here occasionally just to let it out, just to forget who they are, where they're coming from. That's what interests me, the people for whom this is their dream of freedom, this is their expression, and I kind of feel drawn to that more than to the people who mostly live on the wild side like a way of living.
Yeah. I get that. The thing I find about the people who are, as you say, most like, who are the stereotypes, the people with the black hair and the leather and the studs, is that they're all dreamers. A little like you. They wish the world was a different place than it actually is, and they're trying to pretend that it is.
They haven't lost the dream yet.
No. Is that Josh over there? I invited him. Did he come?
Let's see.
David, did he come?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm going to go right with check-in then.
Yep, absolutely.
Because he needs to let go. And this is the best place for that.
Cool.
Let's dance his brains out.
That sounds metaphorical.
It is metaphorical.
I love that. Let's dance his brains out.
Let's just let's make him. Let's push him a little in a good way.
Yeah, but stop talking to me. We can't dance our brains out if we're constantly talking to each other. Let's feel the music. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna dance with Josh, and Yeah, we're just
Wanna-
gonna pull him right into the crowd and dance with him and make him feel the music and feel us. And
If you want to kiss him, Lucid is fine with that.
okay, then I will kiss the hell out of him.
Awesome. Yeah, and he's enjoying himself as well. And again, you can feel that sense of him it said loosening up and losing himself to the music and to you. Did you choose an arcana for him?
I don't know the arcana well enough. And I don't know if there's a game list or something. So
there is, but we can.
I'll take a suggestion.
I'm just going to have a quick flick through there's a quick reference one that's probably
because it's not a major arcana. Is it a card? No, it's a. I don't know. What it is.
No worries. I'm just going to have a quick.
Because I saw the chart on how do I form a covenant with this NPC, but I don't.
Yeah, no worries.
Thing is.
So I was just having a quick check through them. What I might say actually is we can take a look at that in the intervening time over the next week, and we can just resolve that hangout move next time and do it, because I think we're at quarter past now, so we'll go into our end of session moves now, and we can just revisit that at the beginning of next session. We'll do our end of session moves, which I have remembered this time. This is by and by. At the end of the session, take stock of what happened. Each rebel says what made the biggest impact on them, which is either that you made a difference to someone, and you mark world and say how you feel differently afterwards and heal a condition. The crew helped you, say which rebel went the extra mile, and you both rank up your crew covenants with each other. You focused on your own battle in the castle, and you mark a point of void and shift a point between your castle stats. And finally, you focused on your mundane life. Say one thing you cherish about it and refresh a gauge. So, Katie, I'll come around to you again first. Which of those do you feel is the best fit for what Katie's done this session? Or made the biggest impact on them, I should say.
The crew helped her. So, and I think that was Jocasta, giving them this support after the encounter with the statue.
Sure thing.
That she needed.
You can both increase your crew covenants. I think that is to a maximum of 3. So I think Jocasta might have hit that already.
Yes, I'm top down.
Yeah, no worries. Cool. Perfect. So, Harley, which of those do you think is the best fit for you?
I think it's you focused on your own battle in the castle, because while he was trying to protect the others, I feel like it was Harley feels like it was kind of his battle. The part that he was involved in was his fight. Okay, mark void and shift a point within your castle stats. Void. I think. Ooh. I'll have to think about the stats. You can move on.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect, thank you. And Lucid, which of those do you think it made the biggest impact on Lucid this time?
I think I made a difference to someone. I will mark word. And I think I made a difference to Jocasta because she got to kiss that guy, and also she got to tell me a bit about who she had been and what her life was like.
Cool.
So if that's a fair assessment, you think, Brennan?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I will, what will I do? I say how I feel different afterwards. I think I feel, weirdly enough, I feel more of that Jocasta as an actual person, and that I am an actual person, strangely enough, because there was this nebulousness a little of the two of us in the living world, but we are both people, we have both desires. Okay, we just have this one body, but that doesn't mean we're the same and we want the same or we remember the same. But well, yeah, that's and I don't feel so very callous anymore. I will heal that condition. That fits pretty well because I think this was not a callous action, or none of this was callous, except maybe for some of the text of blood ox or whatever you would pronounce it if we would take the dots and the what's that called, that little thingy, the round thingy on the A. Probably has a name.
It does. I don't know what it is.
But I'm sure Anders does.
No, I don't know what it's called. We don't call it. We don't name it in Swedish. It says the letter O. So it would, okay. If you would pronounce this in Swedish, it would be blödox.
Okay, okay. It sounds like stupid ox and would be German.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, I have to. The only comment I have on that is someone said, yes, the best death metal bands are all from Norway because Norway is in the shape of an electric guitar.
Awesome. Brilliant, thank you. And yeah, last but not least, Jocasta, which of those options do you think is the best fit for you this time?
Give me the options again because I cannot find them.
No, that's fair. So you made a difference to someone. You will mark world, say how you feel different afterwards, and heal a condition. The crew helped you, say which rebel went the extra mile. You both rank up your crew covenants. You focused on your own battle in the castle, mark a point of void, and shift a point between your castle stats, maximum +3, minimum -2. Or you focused on your mundane life, say one thing you cherish about it, and refresh a gauge.
I think a lot of people helped me, but the one that makes that struck me in particular is Anders taking the venom out of the serpents when my action had backfired so badly on me in attempts to get the thing off of Katie.
Cool.
So I can't rank up my crew covenant, but Anders can.
Awesome. Also, I note that you have hit 5 marks in world, so your world rank goes up to 1, and you can pick one of the world advances from the list below as well.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I am going to end our recording. That was a good fun session.